Shar. Alright, in this video, I wanted to discuss some of the struggles that are faced in corporate America. This topic is a slight piggyback off of the last video I did, last being the Gucci video. It's also a personal reflection of some of the things I go through being a part of corporate America. So let's start off with the obvious. I am woman. Being a woman in the corporate world has some advantages, but it has some disadvantages as well. I can't tell you how many times I've experienced sexism in the workplace. Whether it was management thinking that because I was a woman, I didn't have the skills or commonalities to do a presentation in a room full of men, or a visitor in the office assuming I was the administrative assistant, when in reality, I was the person actually managing their account. You guys, I've experienced them both, and anytime this happens, it irritates my life. I really feel like this is a problem that stems from women needing more visibility in the workplace. If others actually saw more women as leaders and presenters in these meetings and all these boardroom settings, maybe they wouldn't be so quick to assume that I didn't hold the position or hold the authority that I actually have. Being a person of color in the workplace definitely also has its struggles in wide range. From not seeing enough people that look like you, particularly in upper level positions, to not having the opportunity to advance, i.e. having a seat at the table, which is one of the issues I mentioned in the Gucci video. It's all a doggone struggle. I'm going to invite y'all into my world for just a second. So, about 6 months ago, I relocated to a different state. I accepted a job opportunity with a company that I'd done my research on, and I felt like it was an opportunity for growth. On my first day, I noticed something strange about the relationship that my supervisor had with one of the young ladies in my department. Both were Caucasian. Come to find out, the girl was her daughter. This young lady was the one who was supposed to be training me and showing me the ropes pretty much. She wasn't as professional as I was used to and wasn't available when I needed her to be, particularly when we worked from home. We're allowed a couple of days a week to work from home. So, fast forward to present day, and she is now my supervisor. I'm not lying. Being a conflict of interest, being unprofessional, having no education or experience, no lie, y'all, she worked for a pizza company before this. None of that stopped her from advancing. Meanwhile, myself and others like me with the professionalism, education, and experience rarely get these chances. She's only been with the company for about a year and was only hired because mommy works there. Now, some of y'all may call this hating or jealousy, but there is no way that I'd be hired at my mother's job into the same department with no skills, and then to top it off, no professionalism, and get a promotion like that. Heck, I know they wouldn't even have looked at my resume twice had I not come with the experience I did. At this point, I feel like they only hired me to give her that position and make sure she had a direct report. What do y'all think? Anyway, that is just my personal experience with being a person of color and witnessing firsthand the privilege that others are given that I could never get. Next, I want to talk about work-life balance. This is something that I feel is very important, but up until about the past 5 years or so ago, I didn't see many companies concerned about it. So we've all been in those positions where we care about our jobs and put the extra time and effort to make sure things are done right. But it's rare that many of these companies even recognize it, or when they do, it's on a much smaller scale. For example, you might finally snag a client that you've been trying to get for months, taking numerous phone calls, spending late nights preparing for presentations and meetings. Then when you finally seal the deal, the client makes the company hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. So instead of giving you a nice bonus or a pay raise or even a promotion, they give you an award printed from the copier and a $25 gift card to Applebee's or something like that. Now, after all of the hard work and spending time away from your family to accomplish this, that piece of paper and gift card are a slap in the face, right? You had no work-life balance, and now there's a lack of incentive for you to deliver like that again. Okay, y'all, so there's also a struggle in corporate America with the unequal distribution of tasks and unequal pay. I've already addressed some of the struggles of being a woman, but the two that I just mentioned tie into that as well. It's a known fact that women don't get paid as much as men for doing the same jobs, and that is something that we have to continue to fight for. I've also noticed that certain corporations will work the hell out of one person, meanwhile allowing the next to be lazy and get away with murder, but they're both being paid the same. For whatever reason, it's hard to fathom why they can't keep the people on board that like to do the work and put the people off board that don't. Then we have the butt kissers. You know who they are, the ones that creep around and learn all the company gossip and rumors, then report back to management thinking that it will actually get them somewhere. Although they are quite annoying, these kinds of people amuse me because they actually think essentially being a snitch is going to get them somewhere. What they don't understand is usually it doesn't get them anywhere. Messy management, who I'll be addressing later, like to keep people like this in their positions so they'll always know the scoop about the feelings and what's going on with their direct reports. So, what usually ends up happening in this situation is the quote-unquote butt kissers end up stepping on their peers for advancement, whether it's in the form of sabotaging someone else's work or simply reporting back lies. They end up being malicious, and in addition to butt kissing, in order to get ahead, they also have become the person that nobody likes. So this next topic may strike a few nerves, but I think it's very important to talk about. That is the subject of retirement. Over the last 2 to 3 decades specifically, the retirement benefits that companies offer their employees has drastically changed, y'all. The majority of these companies have stopped offering pensions and aren't matching as much, if anything at all, with 401k. Now, we know over the years there have been talks about there not being enough Social Security for millennials when we retire, and the age at which you can draw your Social Security benefits continues to rise. So, these companies offering crappy benefits doesn't really help us at all. Another side of this retirement spectrum is the issue of people refusing to retire. No lie, y'all, I have worked with people who are about 80, been at the same job for 60 years, can't have walk, can't hear, but refuse to leave. Now, the people that I'm speaking on don't have money issues. They've been on the job long enough to be grandfathered in to pension and certain benefits and retirement packages. They've been eligible to draw their Social Security. They've had the time to save and invest, but they don't want to move on and relinquish their positions. There are so many young, educated, fresh faces with awesome ideas that never get chances because of this. I think it's just selfish, and I said I knew I would strike a few nerves, and I don't care. This is the reality for a lot of us. And finally, the finale. One of the greatest struggles of corporate America is messy ass management. So I know a lot of us have heard the saying, no one quits a company, they just quit management. And that is absolutely true. There are so many companies out there, which don't get on me, y'all. I know it's about the almighty dollar, and they don't really have our best interests at heart. But there are ones that are half decent. But when you take the half decent company and assign not so decent people to leadership positions, you get what most of us are dealing with today. Bullcrap. If you notice, most of the struggles that I've already mentioned, work-life balance, lacks of incentive, issues with advancement, lack of diversity, they're all directly connected to the decisions of management, the people who have a little bit of power. It comes from the top. It's what you'd call a trickle-down effect. So if they don't know how to lead, they aren't the best decision makers. If they aren't interested in developing their teams, if all they care about is themselves, then there's no help for the people who fall under them. We see it all the time with companies that have large turnovers or poor performance. I just need them to get it together until I can make my way out of this corporate America hellhole. Alrighty, y'all, so that just about wraps it up for this video. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Do you have any struggles with corporate America that I didn't mention? Be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you'll never miss an upload. It's Shar Takes Over signing out, and I'll catch you on the next video.